Hey everyone, and welcome to Ravi Reviews. My name is Ravi, and today we're going to be looking at The Flash, the latest episode of The Flash, should I say. Before we get into it, I just wanted to let you know that we're going to be going through some spoilers. So if you haven't seen the latest episode, watch later this video. Just hit that button, save this video, watch the episode, come back, and we can break it down together. As we're going to be discussing some spoilers. So, yep. I'm guessing if you're staying, you've already seen it. So let's go through with this episode. Now, this episode, in one word I would describe it, was balanced. I thought it was consistent in terms of the comedy as well as the drama. I liked how how there was different groups of characters interacting and how they were part of plots. Where there was a main plot or the subplot. We had the Bachelorette and the Bachelor Party that the guys and the girls were divided through, as Iris and Barry's wedding is coming up really soon. I did really enjoy this episode, especially because we got to see a return of Killer Frost. Now, we haven't seen the character since season. We've seen her at the beginning of the season, but not as much, not as a fully fleshed Killer Frost. And it was awesome because we get to discover what had happened with the character in between season, why she was under control, as well as how Caitlin, should I say, was controlling Killer Frost. This episode also saw the introduction of Blacksmith, Aminette Black. This was the first time we got to meet the character, and as far as I know it, she's going to play a big role, especially collaborating with the Thinker going forward. So it was cool meeting her. We also had a Arrow character join us, Felicity Smoke, making an appearance on the show, supporting Iris for the Bachelorette Party. Now, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought the humor of it was awesome. Seeing Barry get drunk. Now Barry, as we know, cannot get drunk. So Cisco making a mixture of alcohol, let's say, that was strong enough to get Barry drunk was awesome, because we got to see Barry just let loose and blatantly tell everyone that he was the Flash. No one believed him because he was drunk. But yeah, just telling your secret identity to people was normal now. So yeah, so Barry, I just hope no one says, hey, this guy said it was the Flash, because that would just come back and bite Barry. Yeah. So that was pretty awesome. I thought that was fun. And this whole Bachelor Party just escalating came through the elongated man. Now, I thought it was really cool how we actually got to pick up exactly from where last week's episode left off, where the team were in search of DeVoe. All they had was that name DeVoe, and they were looking through for DeVoe. Specifically, they didn't have an age or anything to go off, just by a surname. And while doing so, Elongated Man was straining. He was trying to stretch out his limbs, which was kind of a turn off for Felicity, but it was pretty awesome. Next week, by the way, I've seen the promo for next week. We're going to actually get to see Elongated Man train with Barry. We're going to get to see a costume, but that's next week. We're talking about this week's episode. It was pretty awesome. I did think it was cool how both parties kind of started off as being boring, but picked up and just went to another level, especially the Bachelorette Party with Caitlin, Cecile, Felicity, and Iris. And this came through the sort of henchman of Blacksmith coming through, dropping his eyeball into the champagne and just letting out this weird thing out of his eye socket that kind of reminded me of Pennywise the Dancing Clown a little bit. Something horrific. He does not seem like a metahuman. He seems like some kind of alien from some other planet, or he's a mixture of human and alien. I don't know what he is, but this brought out Killer Frost big time, and she had made some kind of deal to try to control Caitlin and to try to control Killer Frost, should I say, for Caitlin. But in doing so, she had to hire out her muscle for Blacksmith, and Killer Frost didn't like this at all. Neither Caitlin, and we got to see a confrontation. It was awesome because Blacksmith kind of reminds me of the lady version of Magneto. We know that she's a metahuman, that she can control metal. The fact that she was able to create like a shield or gauntlet using little bits of metal was pretty awesome. And she went toe to toe with Killer Frost and actually came out on top in the first round. Killer Frost though created like a ice sculpture, ice force field, should I say, and kind of dodged her magnetic bullets, and eventually she was defeated, but she's not dead. And just gauging off this episode, I can see Blacksmith and the Thinker working together. I mean, one of the metahumans that was affected through the dark hole or the dark matter breach, where Barry came out of, was seen. His name is Weeper. We know that he is a metahuman who was captured by Blacksmith, beaten, abused of his gift, because of his gift, where if he was punched, a tear was shed, and through that, this tear consisted of dark matter, which could be used as a drug. And after being free, I thought it was really weird. I mean, I guess he was traumatized, but he ran, and this was my favorite part of the episode. We actually got to see the Thinker on screen again. We got to see it. We had seen him before, but in his lair. But this was the first time we got to see him out in person, flying around Thanos style, and in his little chair, having a conversation with Weeper, just saying, "Hey, I created you, not to run away." And he obviously stunned him, captured him. We don't know what he's going to do with them, but he has plans. He's prepared. So that should be interesting. I also, going off the back of Marvel like references, there was a reference to the Incredible Hulk from Felicity, when Caitlin talked about when Killer Frost talked about how when Caitlin goes to sleep, Killer Frost is awake, and Felicity said, like the Incredible Hulk, which I don't know if Marvel Comics exists in the DC TV universe, but apparently there was a shout out. So the writers eventually got away with it. It was pretty awesome for us fans, because of comic book content. We're like, whoa, that just happened on a DC show. Pretty impressive. I really enjoyed this episode. I thought the character development was pretty awesome. The direction of Caitlin and Iris, and just seeing Caitlin take control of the character of Killer Frost. I mean, we want to see Killer Frost unleash, but the fact that she is controlling her was pretty awesome. Like, kind of like Hulk and Banner in a sense, which is why that shout out makes sense. I also thought the Cecile and Joe stuff was cool. Joe being a parent at such an old age, after raising 3 kids by himself. It's pretty hard, but it was cool just seeing that kind of character development through him. Yes, the whole episode was awesome. I really enjoyed it. Great balance. I can't wait for next week's episode, as well as leading up to Iris and Barry's wedding. I've seen a teaser of the mid-season, should I say, the crossover between Legends, Arrow, Supergirl, and The Flash, and it is called Crisis on Earth X. Let me get that right. Crisis on Earth X. And there was a little bit of footage here and there. We got to see some soldiers that looked like they were from the first season of Legends of Tomorrow that belonged to Vandal Savage. They look quite futuristic, as well as that we saw shots of Central City, Supergirl, Arrow, Flash, as well as a few others inside of Star Labs. So as far as I can perceive, a lot of it's going to take place, I believe, in Central City. Makes sense with Barry and Iris' wedding. We're not too sure what Earth X is, gauging off the poster. It's going to have something to do with sort of the opposite of our heroes. I mean, Reverse Flash looks like he's coming back for this one. It's going to be an Archer. So this is going to be an interesting mid-season crossover. And Supergirl is going to have a lot more time with our heroes than last time around. So that should be fun. This episode was awesome. Like I said, if I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it myself. And if you did enjoy it and you enjoyed this review, feel free to give it a like. I am doing review videos for The Flash, being one of my favorite TV shows, weekly, so you can subscribe for that, and leave your comments below if I missed anything or you found something interesting that you want to share. But yeah, this has been Ravi, and I hope you enjoyed this week of The Flash, should I say. And yeah, Ravi out.